Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome here to the launch pad and our live countdown to launch coverage of SpaceX Starlink 17-5 set to launch from Space Launch Complex 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the founder and host here at the Launchpad Network, and here at TOP, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow because we believe that space is better together. If you haven't yet, take a moment, engage out that like button, share out the stream, invite people to join us. We're glad to have you joining us here this morning as we are just about 8.5 minutes away from liftoff of Falcon 9. We're going to do some shout outs here, so always let us know where you're watching from in the chat. And as always, if you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging me at the Launchpad, and I'll do my best at getting around to answering those live. We got lots of people tuning in from all over the world. Mike's in Columbus, Ohio. We got Cap in Mississippi. Kim's in Iowa. Lynn's in Florida. We got Colton in Texas. Flying 90s in Lompoc, California. Looks like you hopefully will get to see this fly today. It's great to have you all joining us here today. Today's Falcon 9 booster is booster 1088, going for its 9th flight after previously supporting NROL 126, Transporter 12, Sphere X, NROL 57, and 4 previous Starlink missions. SpaceX's drone ship is stationed down, of course, I Still Love You, is stationed downrange in the Pacific Ocean, ready to recover today's booster. There is, as always with these launches, a possibility for residents in Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura counties to hear one or more sonic booms during the launch. So that obviously is dependent on weather conditions and cloud cover, but a little warning there if you are in the area. On board today, 24 Starlink V2 minis heading up to low Earth orbit, continuing to expand the Starlink constellation. Now it's going to be a busy week in spaceflight, ending off with Starship, the 10th flight test of Starship. We have our countdown to launch coverage with our 24/7 live cameras down at Starbase aimed at the pad, bringing you the latest updates with our TLP status board. So make sure you pull that up and have that running in the background this week as we work towards a launch of Starship again. Also, if you want to know more about what's happening this week, head over to our website, our new site, topnetwork.com. That's where you can see this week's weekly pre-launch preview, breaking down all of the flights. Little warning, of course, when we republish that article, dates and times are subject to change, so head over to topnetwork.com, click on that launch button, and that is where the updated launch calendar should be visible. We are working out a couple of bugs on the website, so bear with us if it is a little bit out of date, but we are keeping the YouTube pre-scheduled streams updated as soon as we have updates that launches have been delayed or not. We're now just under 6 minutes and counting till launch of today's Falcon 9. Our TLP crew member Dylan's been monitoring the weather here and says upper level winds have subsided a tiny bit, so we're now at a 35% chance of violation. We were looking closer to the 40% chance of violation. So that is a good sign. The upper level wind shear was medium to moderate, but it subsided slightly. Ground winds at the recovery site are low, so very low chance of violation for recovery. It's all looking at that ascent corridor on if they'll be able to get off here this morning. SpaceX should be getting spooled up here in just a moment, so we'll get working on patching them in. But as always, if you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging me at the Launchpad, and I'll work on answering those while we continue through today's stream. Bring stream here. I'll bring up SpaceX as they are getting ready to go, but you can it's always amazing getting to watch that marine layer start to burn a little bit as the daylight hours come in. These images coming from the GOES weather satellites, which we actually covered the launch of a few years ago. SpaceX getting ready to begin their live coverage here. Once they do, of course, we will listen into Mission Control and sync our countdown clocks with them. T-minus 4 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. Now, do you believe that space is better together and have a passion for helping communicate that with the world? Then take a moment and click that link that's pinned in the chat. Our applications are now open as we expand the TLP crew, looking to do our largest expansion that we've ever done.
Rising for strongback retract.
And they are preparing for strongback retract. We are currently looking for a number of different positions, including chat moderators, social media managers, space history, and news writers. We're also looking for our rocket chasers out on the Florida Space Coast or around the world. 24/7 camera operators, that can be a global position. Broadcast producers, so running broadcasts while our hosts actually commentate the streams.
Strong back retract has started.
And looking for shop designers and admins as we work to expand our shop. We've got some big things in the works that we can't wait to tell you about a little bit later this year as we are preparing our holiday collection already. So excited to get to work with you all on that. T-minus 4 minutes, 9 seconds and counting. We're just going to sync our T0 with SpaceX's as we work towards liftoff here this morning. If you're just joining us, though, welcome. You're looking at a live view of Space Launch Complex 4E, Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. You can see the strongback there has retracted away from the launch vehicle. At Vandenberg, the strongback doesn't retract any more than this. In Florida, it actually retracts away to about 45 degrees during the liftoff sequence. L-minus 3 minutes and counting till launch. And there's that call for lock slow being complete. All those clouds venting from the vehicle are showing the super chilled fuel that is on board. We're also seeing some venting as the vehicle pressurizes to flight levels as they finish topping off all of the tanks, and then they'll pressurize everything and then purge the lines on the strongback in preparation for flight. Actually, it looks like we might have a beautiful day for a launch down at Vandenberg. Sometimes Foggenberg, but it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day here today. Not a return to landing site launch. We are going out to the drone ship, of course, I Still Love You, which is stationed downrange in the Pacific Ocean. Now, if you happen to be down in the LA or San Diego region and get photos or videos of today's flight, make sure you send those to us over on our TLP Discord or on X, TLPN_official. Now, as we're less than 2 minutes and counting, let's see that go, no go in the chat for liftoff. If you're not a TLP member, you can use that green icon or hit the join button, just 99 cents a month. Helps support what we do, but also gets you access to those custom TLP launch remotes and member-only videos. "90 seconds and counting.
Ground gas closeouts has started.
Someone's asking where's the launch? Vandenberg in California.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Falcon 9 has now taken over the count, is pressurizing its tanks to flight levels, and preparing for engine ignition. L-minus 45 seconds and counting.
Launch director, go for launch.
And there's that final call of LD is go for launch. Falcon 9 now in control of the count, coming down to L-minus 30 seconds and counting. Now I'm going to be quiet for those first moments of liftoff so we can listen in to the sights and sounds of Falcon 9, and I'll be back just after liftoff. Stay with us. L-minus 20 seconds and counting to liftoff of SpaceX Starlink 17-5. And Falcon 9 has cleared the pad, beginning its journey to low Earth orbit. Some incredible shots here from a nice clear day at Vandenberg. T plus 30 seconds into flight. Falcon 9 now traveling over 600 kilometers an hour, passing 2.5 kilometers in altitude, experiencing 1.7 Gs of stress. We are coming up to that max Q mark, so we will see
telemetry nominal.
We will see them throttle just a little bit of the engines there as we get to max Q, and then you'll see them throttle up and really kick it all the way to low Earth orbit. And there's that call for max Q. Falcon 9 now powering its way to low Earth orbit through the riskiest spot of flight, that maximum pressure. You'll now see the G-forces start to slowly increase as Falcon 9 continues towards MECO, or main engine cutoff, followed immediately by stage separation, MVAC engine start, grid fin deploy, and then about 20 seconds later we'll have fairing deployment as well. And there you can see those 24 Starlink satellites now exposed to the vacuum of space for the very first time. Falcon 9's first stage continuing to increase in altitude, but it is just doing so under the momentum it currently has. It is now coasting to its apogee, or its highest point of flight. We always have a little bit of fun seeing those guesses in the chat on what you think the apogee will be here today. Second stage continuing under power, now traveling over 9,000 kilometers an hour, heading to its initial parking orbit. Now, once the second stage gets to its initial parking orbit, it'll enter a coast phase until 53 minutes 36 seconds into flight. That is when it'll burn for 1 second to finalize it into its deployment orbit, ahead of Starlink deployment 1 hour, 2 minutes, 28 seconds into flight. Now, SpaceX unfortunately no longer shows live views of Starlink deployments, so we will be ending our broadcast shortly after first stage landing and second stage main engine cutoff, but you can follow along on SpaceX's social media for confirmation of deployment. If you haven't yet, though, take a moment to make sure you've engaged that subscribe button so you never miss another live launch coverage or a countdown to launch for the 10th flight of Starship with our 24/7 cameras down at Starbase. And take a moment and fill out that application. Join the TLP crew. We're excited to be expanding and bringing more people on board to help push that mission forward of informing and inspiring the explorers of tomorrow. It's a busy week in spaceflight. We've got all the streams pre-scheduled, so we do hope that you'll join us for another live launch. But in between launches, you can join us over on our community Discord. That's where our community hangs out in between streams, and we would love to see you there. Looks like 116 was the winner today. See if anyone guessed that. I think Chaz did. Monty. Anyone else? Don't see any other guesses there. Well done. Chaz and Monty, great guess. Stand by for entry burn of the first stage. And there we have touchdown of the first stage, waiting for that final confirmation of second engine cutoff in the initial parking orbit of the second stage in those 24 Starlink V2 minis. And there we have that visual confirmation. That's going to do it for us here today. We hope we'll see you over on the Countdown to Launch stream for Starship Flight Test 10 or back here on the launch pad for another live launch coverage. Make sure you join us over on the TLP Discord in between streams. But for now, from our TLP Canada studio, my name's Zach. We'll see you next time because space is better together. Goodbye.